Time for the newspapers with the writer Emma Woolf and political commentator Jonathan Liss. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Right, what are we starting with? Nightmare on Downing Street.
Well, yes, commiserations to all the lefties out there.
Front page of the Daily Mail.
I didn't know we'd all been fired.
Well, no, exactly.
Crying bitter tears.
You'd leave now, Jonathan.
Crying bitter tears and watching
some of
your...
the headlines are very,
painful.
This is disaster. This
Yeah, really.
But is it really disastrous, or is it just the Prime Minister reshuffling? That's what they do.
Well, I think he's tried to look decisive yesterday, tried to take swift action, tried to shuffle things around. But, I mean, many of us are just saying, well, this is shuffling deck chairs around on a sinking ship, Titanic, whatever metaphors you want. I mean, really, he didn't get rid. It's just the same old faces. He didn't dare to get rid of any of his senior team, so he shuffled them around. We've got, someone who's apparently going to be slightly stronger at the Home Office. Yvette Cooper has been moved from the Home Office to Foreign Secretary.
I do think it's quite an indictment of Yvette Cooper, actually.
Well, yeah.
That she's been pushed
Absolute
out
failure.
of the Home Office, considering that has been her brief in opposition
years,
for
And I always get that feeling when people have hopefully built up some experience, like Liz Kendall, for example. Presumably by now she's built up some knowledge and experience. You can't just do a job for 5 months and then get moved.
But what you're really
DWP, and now she's back.
Yeah,
at
but what
technology.
you're really critiquing is the way that politics is done in this country, because that's what prime ministers have always done for time immemorial.
Well,
at some point in the premiership, rearrange all of the leaders, and I think it's actually, I agree with you. It's a strange way to run a country because.
Oh, you'd agree with Nigel Farage then?
I do think it's a strange. I don't think I'm not blaming Starmer for it, because I understand why prime ministers do it, because they want to kind of renew in office. They want to sort of have a fresh feel, novelty, kind of sort of can give a sort of fresh impetus. One hopes, anyway. I'm not sure it will happen in this case, but it sort of. It's not like having a CEO where you rise up in your field for many, many years and then you get to the top. Although, having said that, some CEOs do actually move. I remember you had the head of the post office moving to the head of the FA, for example, a few years ago. So it does happen, of course, in business as well. But I think that it's a strange thing to do, and I agree with you, that when you have this expertise as the current sort of set do, Yvette Cooper, David Lammy, etc., they have built personal relationships, it then is a bit strange to move them, but I understand why he's done it.
And of course, we know that the civil servants really run departments, and really you just need to figure out. But that's not quite my point. My point was we're not seeing any fresh faces. There aren't these kind of new talent that we think, this person is actually going to make a difference here. It does feel very stale. It feels like Lammy's been moved from here to Justice. Or when he gets the Deputy Prime Ministership. Yvette Cooper's been moved from the Home Office to the Foreign Office.
Yeah.
Liz Kendall's been moved this way. People moving sideways and a bit up, sideways and a bit. It doesn't feel like any exciting new faces.
All this talk of the rising talent in the Labour Party.
I think it's a good point. Emma Reynolds is a new cabinet minister, I suppose. I can't remember. Is she gone to environment, I think? And then I was surprised that Matthew Pennycook actually didn't make it up to housing secretary, because he's been quite an effective minister under Angela Rayner.
Who got housing?
Man.
Is it Peter Kite? Not Peter Kite.
No, he's moved to... Oh gosh. This is embarrassing, isn't it?
We can check.
It takes a while for it all to sink in.
Yeah, because it was Angela Rayner's brief, and it is somebody that one knows about.
Should we quickly check while we...
Housing.
It's Matthew Pennycook, is it?
Is it? It is Matthew Pennycook.
I'm being told.
Oh. Well, then that's exactly what I said should happen. That's great. Because he's been effective.
No, it says Reid.
Steve Reid.
Steve Reid, yeah, that was it, from Environment.
It was on
so look...
I never trust the voices in my head.
but I'm wondering, and Jonathan, maybe you can answer this, is it because, by sacking anyone senior or by doing anything too radical, he would then make more enemies, Starmer would make more enemies, and that's not really a way
we knew that Rachel Reeves was safe, because... there was no way that he could... That would be curtains, basically, if he moved her at this point. So she's going to deliver her budget, as you were saying, at the end of November, and we'll see what happens there. That is the key appointment. I don't think it matters too much about the Home Office. Clearly, if you have Shabana Mahmood moving there, that suggests that, the optics are interesting, having a Muslim woman there as well.
But apparently she could be even more tough than anyone
But that's the thing.
Yeah,
people
are saying
that
she's
also
nails.
that will also give Labour the political space, maybe, to be a little bit bit tougher. I don't know. It's certainly not something that I would approve of, but I think that's what they're looking for with that. And Yvette Cooper, I don't think it's necessarily an indictment of her time at the Home Office. I don't know what experience she has in foreign office or diplomacy, but I think she is an effective minister. I don't agree with her decisions. I'm not sure that's true, actually. I think it's a very, very difficult brief to have. I don't agree with a lot of decisions that she's made, but I think that the consensus is that she is an effective minister.
I'll tell you what, it's also about optics in all of this, because I know that actually the job of Deputy Prime Minister is a bit of a hollow title.
It's a bit
in
being
a way.
the VP in America, isn't it?
However, it resonates with the public. People see it as an elevated position. And the one person who I said, when talking to you last night, and they said, has there been a reshuffle? What's happened? Who's Deputy PM? David Lammy. And I went, you've got to be kidding me. Because he's not he's a really nice man in the flesh. I like him a lot in the flesh. However, his perception amongst the British people is not a good one.
I'm not sure that's fair, to be honest. I'm not sure that people have that much of an impression of him either way, actually. I think he's not been... Look, I disagree with a lot of the government's decisions over sort of Gaza. I don't think that is necessarily Lammy's fault per se. I agree with you. He's a very, very nice man. I think he's very smart as well. I know he gets a lot of flack on this channel and others for various reasons.
No, not just here, actually.
No, I know, but I've had many conversations about him on this channel that he does seem to get, he does seem to rile people up in a particular way. But it is a demotion, clearly. Having said that, as Deputy Prime Minister, you do get to sort of have personal relationships. So maybe there will be a bit of continuity with, for example, JD Vance, because that does seem to be a bit of a bromance they've developed lately.
Maybe.
And do you think that Rayner will be sort of back?
I hope she is. I don't think that it's such it's not the worst crime in the world that she's committed.
Well, that's a bit controversial. Anyway, back with you two in just a moment. We've got more.